What's up, average viewers? Jurassic World hit theaters last week. Was it a good conclusion to the trilogy, hexalogy? Or, like the dinosaurs, is this franchise extinct? If I had to describe this movie for you in 3 words, I would pick dull, lifeless, and cliche. All except this iconic scene where Pratt chokes out a dinosaur. I burst out laughing in theaters because it totally reminded me of Randall from Monsters, Inc. The most impressive part about this movie is you have dinosaurs on screen chasing people on motorcycles, taking down planes, and yet there's no suspense, adrenaline, or magic. That's so impressive to me that you could literally make dinosaurs boring, not intense, or non-threatening. They're not threatening because our characters are literally saved over and over again at the last minute by who knows what, or by doing Chris Pratt's magic hand trick. Something this movie did took out all the excitement about dinosaurs. I don't know. Maybe we've just seen so much of them that they aren't special, but I don't think that's why. I think it's because they're within a movie that's bad, so you feel cheated and don't want to suspend your disbelief anymore. But yeah, can we talk about Chris Pratt's magic Jedi mind trick he does on dinosaurs? He's apparently an acclaimed raptor tamer / wrangler, but all the man has to do is show the palm of his hand and pets it like it's a horse, so we don't actually get to see him have any above average knowledge or skills, because other people at the end of the movie show their hand and it works for them too, so apparently you don't need to be an expert, you just need to have the force. Again, everything in this movie is cliche and contrived. I was literally rolling my eyes at moments where they picked the most cliche line of quippy dialogue I've ever heard. Nothing about this writing was creative. When they get in a car to drive, someone yells, "Hold on!" and someone else yells, "To what?" Yeah, like I haven't heard that in every movie ever. Then at one part, this chick is flying away in a plane. Okay, let me set the scene for you. So she's on the runway, about to take off, and she lets down the back so Chris can ride his motorcycle onto it. Well, he gets on right as the plane lifts off and she goes, "Haha, still got it." I literally burst out laughing because I'm like, what do you mean you still got it? You did nothing impressive. You took off in a plane. That's the basics of your job. But lines like these are just to highlight that no effort really went into the script to really create something unique, to really dive into our characters and their motivations and how they would really think and act and feel about things. It always took the easy way out and put literally the safest option down for what people could do and say, which makes this dinosaur movie boring because we have to care about the human characters in order to care about the dinosaurs. You're not going to convince me with your PETA stuff. The main bad guy is so generic too. He's obviously inspired by rich white men, so they just play into that stereotype so hard. So he's not interesting or compelling. They just let his villainy be, I'm a rich white man, so I'm evil. And if you think about it, we never understood his motivation or what he believes in. We're just supposed to see him as the antagonist, which I believe your movie is only as good as your villain, so this movie sucked. He's also so irritating to watch. He does this sort of anxious, stuttery, passive, not really giving you full attention sort of thing, like trailing off while they're talking to you, and they did it like 10 too many times. We get it. It was sort of irritating. But not just the main bad guy. There are other bad people like poachers and kidnappers that are super generic as well. They're all baboons, super dumb, open mouth, stumbling back, always falling into dinosaurs. They were written so that people could be eaten on screen without doing something actually bold and killing off some of our main characters. This Asian spy chick was super cliche as well. She stands there all stoic and emotionless, gawking at everything, watching violence unfold and walking away from threats calmly. Again, they chose the easiest thing for everyone. There are parts of this movie that were heavily inspired by other movies. For example, the whole chase scene through Italy was inspired by the Bourne movies, and my favorite part of the movie was when they ripped off this shot from Bourne, but replaced it with a dinosaur. So our characters were bad, but unfortunately so were the majority of the performances. It's sort of like Star Wars prequels thing, where you know Natalie Portman is a good actress, but she sucks because the director doesn't care about that. He cares about spectacle. Same thing with this, like, holy crap, everyone was so wooden and dry, especially Laura Dern. Sam Neill is pretty one note, and all Bryce Dallas Howard does is breathe with her mouth open. Girl, close your mouth. They tried to do these moments of wonder. Like every movie in this franchise has tried so hard to replicate this scene. But they just can't pull it off. They have dinosaurs come on screen and the shots linger and people go, wow, this never gets old. But it does. And I don't think it's because we're desensitized. I think there are certain things that a great creative team does that makes you say, wow. I just watched Prehistoric Planet on Apple TV by Jon Favreau, and I was blown away several times, so I know it's possible. The whole "I'm your mom" storyline had no emotional impact. Maisie was trying to figure out about her real mom, and Bryce was like, "I'm your mom," and it just didn't work. They didn't give it enough care for it to work, and I didn't see that desperation and maternal instinct from Bryce like I've seen from Home Alone and Stranger Things. Maisie also wasn't that great. She always had the same facial expression, and man, she laid her Queen's accent on thick. Like, it got way more exaggerated from the last movie, which actually makes less sense because she's been living with Americans for 4 years. It was pretty cringe to listen to. I know she's a teenager, but nothing she does feels like what her character would do. When the scientist explains to her that she could help save the world, she gets up so fast, goes and releases a raptor, and runs away. It would have been much more interesting for her to be rescued, but not want to go because she wants to help and learn more about herself. The movie is overly long. It had no business being 2.5 hours, and it's basically another bait and switch. For 3 movies now, we've been promised and had the expectation from trailers that these movies would depict dinosaurs roaming free in the world. But the second movie totally didn't do that. It took place in a mansion. This movie did it a little bit. There's some news clips and some other scenes, but like an hour and 45 minutes of it takes place in a research facility that's doing unethical work on dinosaurs. It's literally the same plot we've seen in every movie of this franchise. They could have done literally anything else. Also, is like hardened glass not a thing to these dinosaurs? They break through so much glass, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, what I mean when I say that is there are definitely settings and objects where it's not a single pane of glass. Like, it's bulletproof glass, it should be extreme hardened plastic, like in the Hyperloop, but the raptor jumps through the glass like it's nothing, and I'm sure it should not be normal glass in those cases. But seriously, if you see this movie, which I don't recommend, do a drinking game. See how often dinosaurs shatter glass that shouldn't be normal glass. I'm pretty tired of trashing on this movie, so I'm gonna close just talking about the ending, which is terrible. There's some stupid monologue about how we need to coexist and love with these dinosaurs, and it's just so stupid. They depict all the dinosaurs walking with elephants and swimming with whales as if there's no predation happening. Of course they're going to kill and eat each other. Literally, the movie opened with a huge dinosaur fish eating other smaller fish, and they closed the movie with the same dinosaur swimming happily amongst other fish. So dumb, so heavy-handed and political, and just objectively false. They literally double back on the scene prior, which shows 3 predators absolutely wreck each other, and then expects to have some impactful, meaningful, let's all just coexist in peace ending. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say one good thing. I like Michael Giacchino, and his score for this movie is enjoyable. It's probably the only thing I'll be revisiting. You guys, this movie sucks, and it's going to do well in the box office, which means studios are learning that they can make garbage, not put in effort, and still get ridiculous returns. That's a toxic system. That's why nothing original is coming out. We have taught studios that they don't have to try, so I'm begging you not to see this movie. It's not worth it. You'll waste your time and you'll waste your money. You'll just put it in the pockets of undeserving people whose pockets already run deep, and they'll keep making trash. Please, I'm begging you, don't waste $15 and 3 hours of your life. You might as well throw $15 in the trash and take a 3-hour nap. It would be more worth it. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I know I'm being overly passionate, but do you agree that this movie is pretty trash, or did you like it and hate my stupid face and my opinions? As always, obviously Burner, thanks for watching, and the rest of you, stay average.